How did I get started with cloth menstrual pads? Well, back in 2010, my friends and I were looking into going off the grid. We were into natural living and healthy living as well. And so there was one question: how do you go off the grid with your period? And so researching that, we came across cloth menstrual pads. So we actually got together and started making pads at church just for ourselves, and we made so many of them, and it was life changing the first time that I got into it. First time that I started using cloth menstrual pads. Now, this is actually one of the this is not one of the first pads I made. This is one of the first pads that was made. Now, I won't turn it around because it's 13 years old. Made this back in 2010, and it has lasted. It is one of my favorite. The material is so well worn and it's fantastic. And then I made this a few years later. So I have been doing this since 2010, making pads. I went to be a missionary in 2014. I went off to Wildwood Missionary Health Institute in Wildwood, Georgia, and there I made and sold cloth pads to guests of the institute and to my classmates and other people that were at the Missionary Institute. And it was suggested that maybe cloth pads were a part of my life purpose. At that time, cloth pads were just a hobby, but I absolutely love it. I love how life changing it felt to me, and I love all the fact that I started noticing my own health. And when I sold it to people, they started noticing their own health issues. They started paying attention and saying, "Hey, this flow doesn't seem normal." So I kind of felt like it could be a little evangelistic about spreading the message about women's health through the use of cloth menstrual pads. So some years ago, I started looking into how can I bring this to new markets, to larger amounts of women. And so I started Sherpax menstrual pads, and the materials here, I have suede cloth, which is a stay dry, stain resistant material, goes against the skin. It is not cotton, but again, is stay dry, stain resistant. And in the back, we have polyurethane laminate. So this is one of Sherpax pads. These are actually all Sherpax pads at this moment, but that's the little story of how I got started and how I'm going right now. Thank you very much for inquiring about how I got into cloth pads, and I absolutely love it. Again, it's life changing, and you should try it too.